Well, I got to get going on this project, but here's what I wanted to show you. See, there's two different ones like this. See how this one only goes from there to there double. The rest of it's single, and it's very easy to pull apart. See this? Well, this one is the same size, but it's a lot stiffer. I mean, obviously, if you had a set of keys, you'd want to use this instead of this. Okay. This is kind of tinny. This will work, but I wanted something a little bit stronger. I didn't realize how close the ends were, so I'm gonna cut one of those ends back, you know, maybe that far. And I just have some cutters here, some electrical cutters, and I'm just gonna cut half of this off if I can. Boy, we'll see. Oh man. Boy, that's stout. Man. Well, give it another go here with two hands. I gotta find out where it went. Oh, jeez. That was pretty hard. Let's see, I cut it from there to there. Now it's just double right in there. I'm gonna see if that is enough room, and I'm pretty sure it will be. So I could take this one off. Is that the same size? See, that one's actually the smaller one too. And I went to the store. I thought for sure this was the right size, and then I got a little bit bigger size because I only had 7. I wanted to get 10 of them just so I had some extra. See, this one's a little bit bigger. That's the one that I just cut. And this one's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to have to, this is the one I put on before. I'm going to have to cut half of that off too. About, I'm going to say about there. Just cutting half of it. Jeez. Holy Toledo. Man, this stuff is strong. Close your eyes. There. Look at that. It caught right in my hand. If I tried that again 100 times, I couldn't do that. Yeah, slow motion. You would see that is pretty amazing. Okay, so now I've got just a single all the way. Okay, so see, now I've got more slop there. Do you see? Now I believe I can use that small one and get it back up in here. Let's just see if we can't do this without turning the camera off. I can't really zoom it in too much because you're going to see my elbows and everything else trying to sneak it up in there. You know, but I do have my screwdriver. I'm going to put my screwdriver up in there to get it wide enough, and I've got it. You can just twist this wherever you want because that's opening and closing the blinds. Okay, so you just tilt it whatever direction you need. And that's why you got to take this valance off. It's almost virtually impossible to do it with that valance on. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I've got it. Now this has enough room, see, to keep sliding. Okay, there. Now it's on. And it looks like, I wish the hole was just a hair bigger. It's not really down straight. It looks like I'm going to have to cut off a little bit more because the double can't slide through the little hole down here and the double can't slide through there. Joy. Okay, so I'm going to have to slide that back off. I'm going to have to take this back down and I'm going to have to cut it. Jeez. Well, see, once I get this first one then I'll know how to do all the other ones. Okay. So I'm gonna cut this off a little bit more. That way I know I've got over half. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to find that piece. Okay, so now I've got plenty. It's only from there to there, but because this is so stiff, it's never going to fall off. Okay, I'd rather, put it this way, I'd rather have this one than the thinner one. Okay, how much thinner that one is than that, the thickness. Okay, so I'm gonna get up there again. Oh, this was supposed to be just a short little video, but you can see that I'm having just a little bit of a go at it. But once I do one, then it'll be easy for me to do the rest. Okay, so I've got it slid. Now I can line it right up in the hole and swivel it through there gently. Okay, there. Now I've got plenty of slop here. It's facing straight down like that. You see, that's the MacGyver way, the McJoe Guyver, fixing it like that, because there's no clip there, there's no sleeve there. And like I said, even if you had a sleeve, a new sleeve, you can't slide it up high enough and then snap the clip back in there without taking this whole thing out or taking it to a mini blind company, having them pull out this whole stud thing from the back side, or however you do that, and they might have to replace this whole thing that comes with the collar already on there. But see, you don't have to do that. You can just do it like this. So now I'm all set. Let's get you back a little bit. I'm all set to put this trim piece back up there. And I'm gonna get up there. And see, I'm gonna. This one really should have been over further, but it's all right. I'm gonna slide it right there. Now here's my trim piece. Now the type of clips that I have, you want to get into the bottom first. There's different valances. You get in the bottom first, then you can kind of push down on it, and it sort of springs just enough to get the top in, and then you can snap it in, and I can take this and slide this whatever way. Okay, and this fits right behind there. Now see how it hits a little bit like that? There's nothing really you can do. See, if you had a bigger ring, it's gonna hit even more. So now here's one other thing that you could do. I've got a pair of pliers here, and I'm gonna take the ring. You can imagine the ring here. I'm gonna take it with my pliers and I'm gonna bend it so it's gonna be kind of elongated. Okay, I gotta be careful when I do that. And see, now I probably should have done that after taking the valance off. Okay, I've got to bend this just right. It's easier if I got the valance off. I think I'm going to take the valance off. Okay, so next time I put one on, I'm going to have the valance off all the way. And I might as well take it off anyways, that way I can show you. See, on this, what some people try to do is they try to take the whole valance off the back and then they snap it off. Well, on these, you lift up the top first, just a little bit. You just slide it up a little bit, and the same thing here. Okay, once you got it that far, now I can slide this one off all the way and this off all the way. This whole thing is hanging just by the bottom two clips, and I can lift it straight up. See there? Boom. Lots of people, they don't know that, and then they snap off their clips. Okay, so now that I have that off, I can comfortably Let's see. I'm gonna resituate you. I'm gonna resituate you over here. Okay. All right, like that. And now, see, I've got the slip joint on here. Did you know that? On your pair of pliers, you've got two different openings. That's why they have this here. See how tight that is? Well, you can do this and slide it like that. And now it's bigger. See that? Did you know that? And if you want to cut wire or something, you can put it right in there, like electrical wire or any type of wire. As long as you can fit it in there, that'll snap it off right there in all get out. I've done it before. Okay, so I want to get this a little bit bigger, so I just slide it like that. That's why I think it's called a slip joint pliers. Because see, I want to get it a little bit wider so I can really grab onto this. And I'm going to look where the double thing was, and I'm going to grab it right there and see what I can do about bending this. It's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky. I'm trying to make it elongated just a little. Okay, like that. I think that's enough. In fact, I can't really do it too much more because I'm hitting both ends. So if I do it just a hair more, I'm flattening out the base. So I'm trying to make it like an egg. Like an egg. Okay, let me put the trim on now and see what's going to happen here. I think I did it just barely enough. Or if it does hit, it's going to be hardly noticeable at all. Okay. Push down at the bottom, snap that, slide this over. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn this, and it's still just barely hitting, isn't it? Just a little bit. Not as much, but there's not much more I can go on that, is there? Now, if the hole was bigger, if I pre-drilled a hole next time in this mini blind wand at the top, just make it slightly bigger, I could get the double area through there, you see? But it's not happening, is it? It's not happening. I'm not sure if that's going to be just the best I can do. Not. I can try to grab it with my plier just a little bit more, let's say. Let's just try it. But see, I'm not able to bend too much more because the overlapping piece is hitting here and it's hitting there. Now maybe I can just flatten out the other edge without doing anything else to the rest of it. Okay, I think that's going to do. That's better. That's better. Try that. And once you put this trim up a couple times, you get better at putting it back on. See, I'm just kind of pushing down on that, and I'm just feeling for the difference, and that's about centered right there. Okay, see, it's barely rubbing now. That's about what you're going to have to do to get it working. Okay, see, if you used something a little bit bigger, like they had a bigger one on here, that hits more, it flops more. Or the other thing is, maybe if you have a little bit bigger one, it might hang down a little bit lower and it might barely miss the back side. You know what I mean? I might want to even try that, or I can, if I really want to, I could take this back out, cut it a little bit longer, you know, the backside piece. Boy, this is becoming the little job that never ends. Here I was trying to think I was going to show you something really quick and fast and easy, and it's actually taken me a little bit longer because I'm messing with that small ring, and I might find that the smallest ring might not be the best ring for this. I might have to use the bigger rings. I have 4 of them. Well, I've got enough to finish this job, and I may have to go back to the store and swap out the smaller rings for a little bit larger rings. Okay, wow. After much to do, I ended up just cutting the overlap a little bit more and bending it, and see how it's kind of elongated now, like that. Okay, and it barely hits now, but hardly anything, and that's just going to be what it's going to do. Okay, that's it. I don't know how to get it any better than that. Okay, it's not perfect, but there you go. If you have nothing else you can use the keychain. Okay, so this one's the same way. See? So I have to take the valance off and get the little keychain ring and do it the same way. Well, I'm already done with this one, and this one took me, now that I know how to do it, it took me, oh, I don't know, 4 minutes or so, something like that. Should we get it snapped? I just feel on here, since I'm up here, to align that. I have not tried this yet. See? That's about as good as I'm going to get it right there. Got a couple more to do. You know, there's just something inside me that said, Joe, you can do better than that. So I've cut this a little bit more and bent it and held my mouth just right. And I'm going to see what happens here. That's just how it's going to be. I don't know. It's not much, but hey, I guess there's only so much you can do with the keychain. But I'm going to call that good. That's all I have for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.